Yeah, so like the fifth Beatle, it's turned up.
He has finally turned up. Welcome, Jas.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So
long time listener.
Yeah,
first time caller.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so Game of Thrones, yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we'll watch it.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, what do you think?
It's alright.
Just alright.
Nah, it's
Ain't
good.
bad.
It's good. So I think we're all at episode 4 now. What happened? So that Miss Andy got.
Oh, actually, it's gonna be some spoilers.
Oh yeah, I should have said that first. Yeah, spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Miss Andy dies.
Which was a travesty.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna go off into the sunset.
No, I thought that was so obvious that they did that because that Grey Worm, isn't it? I thought he would die first.
Yeah.
I reckon he still will die.
Yeah. He's got nothing to live.
No, he's got no willy, hasn't he?
Give up.
I mean, what has he got now?
Now he's got even less.
Is that why it's called Grey Worm?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Because it's shriveled up and gone.
Grey Worm. But there is, though, there's a lot of people that are saying that this is the worst series ever.
Really?
To be quite honest, it feels a little bit rushed to me.
Yeah.
It does feel rushed. Yeah.
There's a lot of people saying that it's not as good as like Series 6, for instance, where everyone thought Series 6.
Is that the Battle of the Bastards series?
Yeah, that is.
Yes.
That was awesome.
That
Actually.
battle scene is the best battle scene.
Yeah, that was
well
good. That was good.
Cinema and TV.
Yeah, like things like the Red Wedding and stuff like that.
That was brilliant as well.
That was all good.
I think the last season was really bad, actually, where they'd have a whole season for someone to get from like Westeros to Eastros, and in season 7 it just
Fast travel. Yeah. I remember it would take at least 3 episodes for someone to travel the length of Westeros.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like the next scene someone had travelled the length of Westeros.
But it wasn't even that either. There wasn't a great deal in it, was there, the last series? I mean, apart from the fact that with the battle with the White Walkers right at the very end and the dragon getting
I thought that was good. You know, with the
I'm not saying it wasn't good, but there wasn't like a huge amount in it as a series, really.
I think it was just a setup, wasn't it? Because then the White Walkers all breached the wall because that dead dragon made that hole in the wall, and then they went through it.
The problem is that there's no source material now, so this is all on the showrunners.
So where did the book actually get to in terms of?
So the book, I think the last two, this season and the last season that's it. These are original pieces, if you like.
Right. Did he not have a say in this, or the author?
He basically gave him an outline of what happened, but obviously George R.R. Martin, the way he writes, he fleshes out characters a hell of a lot. What the showrunners have done is sort of probably taken his main plot lines and come to them very quickly, which is why it feels like the last 2 seasons are a bit rushed.
Because he got that battle, the last episode, not the last, the episode 3 with the big fight. He got the director in who done Lord of the Rings, Hell's Deep battle.
Yeah. You can see the similarities.
Right. Yeah, he got that director in, and he directed that scene. Or that episode.
Okay.
So you've got the Battle of the Bastards guy to do it. That was the best battle I've seen so far. Yeah, in any.
Even the way it was shot.
It was very satisfying as well.
When Jon Snow was like under all of those body. It was
painful.
Yeah, that was
suffocating.
Cool name as well.
What Battle of the Bastards?
Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah. When you say like bastards, like that's a Scottish.
Plus Ramsay was a great character.
Yeah.
Ramsay Bolton was a brilliant character. I really liked him. I thought the Welsh guy, I can't remember his name. He played him really well.
He was in Misfits.
Yeah,
he was in Misfits.
That was a good show.
Was his name Rian? What's his name? I can't remember his name, but yeah, he was in Misfits, and that was a brilliant show.
Actually, the last episode I thought was the weakest episode in the new season. Like, I think they rushed
episode 4.
There's too many things that it was like two or 3 different episodes in what squished together. Like they had the funeral bit, and then they had them going, and then they killed.
And then they teleport to King's Landing. I don't know how they got there so quick.
How quickly they killed the dragon? I didn't like that.
And then Jamie was he was in love with Brienne, and then he broke her heart within the space of 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. She should have hooked up with that other guy.
What, that wildling?
Wildling, yeah.
Oh, what's his?
No,
Torgun.
He would have never treated her.
Tormund. Yeah.
He did look at her with some serious love.
And then settled for the whore that was available.
Yeah, well, when in right.
Man's got needs. Yeah. Hey, Nav, you blitzed Game of Thrones, didn't you? Like, did you start watching it like a month ago or something?
No, I think it's at the start of the year. But I kind of wanted to watch it like that because I find it hard to now watch a season and then wait a year for it to come out. I just forget what happened. So I thought, it's been intense, man. I mean, it's like
best year of your life.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Yeah.
I prefer to watch it like
Me and
that as
Charlie in January, actually, funnily enough, went back to season 1 and watched them all again because she's very much like you. I mean, like, even a month, and she forgets. Sometimes even a week.
It's the same with me.
She might have to have a recap of episode 4 before we stick 5 on.
It's the same with me. I watched Breaking Bad in 3 days.
I love that.
3 days.
I watched it in 3 days.
That's impressive.
How many episodes?
3 days. I didn't sleep. No, I just watched it.
Was there 7? There's seven seasons.
Yeah, Leanne was absolutely livid with me.
I'm not surprised.
How many hours is that?
Probably about. I did have a little bit of a sleep, but not much.
I mean, me and Charlie again were latecomers to that, and we bashed all that out in about a month.
Yeah.
I only seen season 1 actually. Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant, Ed. You need to watch that.
So
You should watch.
Do you guys have predictions on who's gonna,
What's gonna happen?
yeah, as in who's gonna sit on the Iron Throne?
I think it's tough now.
No one.
I
think it's tough.
I'm going with no one.
That's a good
I didn't
shout.
think of
That's a
that.
good
I'll go
shout.
with Podrick.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Who's your favourite?
Is he going to have another iron thrown for his dick?
I don't know. I reckon it's gonna end on a note that none of us are going to be happy about.
Yeah, like no one gets.
Yeah, it's going to be something silly. I reckon it's going to be
think no
something
one's gonna
silly,
get
and we're going to all be like, "What?"
I think Cersei's gonna still stand it.
She's gonna
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'll be a different twist.
That would be a good twist, but there's
also Jamie's going to kill her, isn't there?
Well, there's the prophecy, isn't there, that she will be killed by her younger brother. She assumes it's Tyrion, but technically Jaime Lannister is also her younger brother because although he's her twin, he was born after her. So it is kind of foreshadowed that I reckon it will be Jaime. Yeah.
It was really weak though how he changed. He got pissed off with her, rode all the way up to have this fight, which he didn't really do anything in anyway.
Yeah.
One hand, and then he changed his mind and then rode all the way back.
I don't think he's changed his mind. I think he's going back to kill her.
I think he's going back to
Possibly,
kill her.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's
I think
what's
that's
going
why
to
he's
happen.
going back because he's going to go back and kill her, and he didn't want to make too much of a
Yeah,
scene.
because his mind's made up already. Yeah, because she's
Yeah, I
pregnant
think-
with his kid as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but.
No, isn't she pregnant with?
Shots
Is she
there and she fucked
she
them.
pregnant?
She's also his sister, so yeah.
Hang on,
Yeah, so I mean,
who's
yeah.
pregnant with his kid?
Yeah, like Cersei's kid.
Cersei.
No, she's pregnant with.
No, it isn't his. It's Jamie's.
Oh right, okay.
She's pretending it's his.
So hang on, when did this happen?
Just before he left.
I think she was pregnant last season as well.
Yeah.
At the end, was it?
Yeah,
Right, the last episode.
Tyrion
wasn't it?
said like, when they were talking, he's like, "You're pregnant, aren't you?" And then they went.
I
off
missed
scene.
that.
They had a conversation off
Yeah.
scene.
Oh right, I missed that.
Got
Thank
a lot
you.
of, like, coming together. Got the Mountain and the Hound.
Yeah.
Did you know though, as well, as a little off topic, Lena Headley
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember his name. Who plays Bronn?
Oh,
I
I was just watching the Black Mirror episode with him in the other day as well.
Yeah,
The guy from Robson and Drone.
Yeah. He plays Bronn.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's Robson
So
or
like
Drone.
a decade ago, him and Lena Headley dated for however long in real life, and it ended so badly that they haven't spoke to each other for the entire shooting of the whole series, the whole show.
But they have
not-
scenes together.
Yeah, but they've not off camera.
Right.
They've not spoken.
Oh,
a
wow.
word, not one word.
That's resilient.
Yeah,
That is, yeah.
to spend that much time together.
Yeah, just not be like, "How's your day?"
And have they actually had any dialogue?
Yeah.
yeah, because she told him.
She
to kill
sent
him.
him. She sent him to go and kill Tyrion and Jaime.
It was like
It wasn't her.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Have they actually?
Oh
had
right, yeah, it
dialogue
was.
together?
It was the hand, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. See, I don't. Think
Maybe they
have.
haven't. Maybe they haven't.
Yeah. I read that the other day. They haven't spoken a word to each other. I mean, it must have been pretty bad if that's 10
Is
years
he
ago.
Robson
and
or
she's still
Jerome?
pissed.
Like, I can't remember which.
He's Jerome.
He's Jerome.
Yeah.
I prefer
Oh, I don't. Soldier.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Have you seen him in that Black Mirror episode?
That's what I just watched the other day. I just watched it. It's brilliant. That's the one where the guys are texting them and telling them to do stuff. Oh, that was an amazing
Is that
episode.
Bandersnatch? I haven't seen
No,
it.
not
not
Bandersnatch.
That's a different one.
I haven't seen that either.
We're talking about. I think it was series 3. Yeah.
Is Chibadi G in that?
Yeah. He's in Bandersnatch. Yeah.
Where's he from? Like,
Is that good, Bandersnatch?
It is good. It's one of those ones where you choose.
interactive.
Yeah. It is good.
I don't think we didn't watch all of them. I think the last one we watched was
Black Mirror is awesome.
It was that guy, the guy who had to go around.
Charlie Brooker, innit?
Was it the guy who had to go around and do? He was looking. Everyone just assumed he was looking at porn on his.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one.
this is the one we're talking about.
Oh,
yeah,
that one.
Bron's in it.
Is he in
Bron,
it?
yeah,
Is he in
yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
he's in it.
That's the last one we watched.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's brilliant.
All right,
That
yeah,
episode,
yeah.
I love that
And
episode.
then
Yeah, because
I
don't worry. There's so many episodes and they're all self-contained. You won't remember by the time you get
No,
to.
I'll remember. So don't,
I don't think you will.
I will.
Mate, you've got like
Shane, just
18 episodes to get to.
But before this night's through, I'm saying something.
You also have to watch the rest of Breaking Bad as well.
Just
Edward,
fuck your
but
night
do watch Black Mirror, man. It's amazing. The whole content.
Yeah,
it's basically
good,
technology ruining people's lives. It's great.
Yeah. That's why it's called Black Mirror, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? But I think like on terms of ruining things, remember Paul, like I guess from a previous episode, he ruined Usual Suspects for me in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know the ending of Usual Suspects, there's no point in even watching it.
I won't ruin it for everyone else, but he told me who Kaiser Sose was.
Yeah,
and because I hadn't watched the film, I just didn't get what he meant until like maybe 5 years later I watched it and I was like, fuck.
You remembered, God damn it!
I still haven't watched Memento, so if we could... we'll
What's
keep
Memento?
That.
I don't
Well,
know
yeah, but apparently they can't even talk about it because you'll give it away.
Oh, right.
So it's one of those, but me and Charlie are going to watch it. Yeah.
I've forgotten how that ends, actually.
Yeah, all right, well, let's leave it there. That's fine.
I'll have to look that one up.
Like, but Kaiser, that's like a really slow burning get, because like you don't even know what he's talking about until you watch it. I'll never forgive him.
And it's a brilliant film as well, Usual
I think
Suspects.
it's one of those that you can watch again, even though the twist, you're right, but then it's not just the twist though. Like with Memento, I don't think you can watch it twice because the twist is the plot.
I've seen it and I've forgotten.
Oh really?
Yeah.
As soon as you watch it, you'll realise.
That's sort of like The Sixth Sense. You can't really watch that again.
You can watch it knowing that. Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, it's kind
See,
of like...
has everyone seen The Book of Eli?
Yeah,
I've not seen that.
I have.
Is that with Denzel Washington? Yeah. Oh, I can't remember.
Is there a twist to that one as well? Yeah.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Fuck's sake. Anyway, you've just ruined what I was...
What are you going to ruin that for?
Well, I was, yeah, but all I was going to say is that you can watch that again because when you watch it, I purposely watched it a second time to see if...
There are any clues or something?
If there's anything leading up to it that would suggest what the ending is.
Is it Eli's Denzel Washington?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Don't bother watching it, yeah. Eli is Denzel Washington.
That's nice.
No, with Sixth Sense and actually Unbreakable afterwards.
Yeah.
I really like those movies, and then I don't know if you guys have heard of this film called Glass.
Yeah.
So that's like 20 years after. Oh, sorry, no. It was Unbreakable, then it was Split.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, and then Glass is the one.
And
after
then Glass.
that,
Yeah.
And that's I really enjoyed the.
I thought Glass was pretty shit.
I've not seen Glass.
Not Glass. Yeah, sorry, Glass. Yeah, Glass.
I've not seen
That's
Glass.
the third one, isn't it? The last
I've read the reviews and I heard it was shit.
I think it was pretty crap. Unbreakable, I thought was very good,
Yeah.
and Split, I thought was.
Split
good
was
as well.
alright. I didn't think it was amazing, but it was alright.
Yeah.
Split was alright.
Glass is not great.
Believe it or not, I haven't seen either of them.
Shock fucking.
Well, unless it's Marvel, like Endgame or whatever, like I'm not bothered. Yeah.
Well, we're not ruining that for everyone.
To be honest, like the world, like even Sixth Sense, like the world ruined that. Like I knew what happened before I even. They had people on GMTV talking about it back in the day, and it's like, fuck you, GMTV.
No, because it's quite an iconic. I see dead people. You know what I mean? It became one of those sort of viral phrases.
But I think
That
even,
wasn't the twist though.
Yeah. So then, what? How did it ruin it for you then?
no, they were talking about the twist on the show, like before, like when it was still in cinemas, because it was that big. And I think.
But see, I think just saying there's a twist ruins it in itself, because you want to be shocked by the twist, and if you know there's a twist, then you're kind of expecting something to happen. Yeah.
But anyway, Game of Thrones,
Yeah, so Game of Thrones. Yeah, because I saw an interview with what's her name, Emilia Clarke, and she said that episode 4, 5, and 6 are better than episode 3.
What?
That's what she said. But this was before episode 4
You haven't
aired.
seen 5 and 6 yet.
No, but 4 was rubbish.
Yeah, but 4, episode 4 was nowhere near as good as 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but that's why. But she reckons that 4, 5, and 6 are like off the chain mental. And I thought episode 4 was just like a bit.
Maybe she's saying it because Melisandre. No, what's
Missandei.
Missandei, yeah, Missandei, because she got her head chopped off. Maybe that's like, no one's expecting.
It was a bit weird that they had the big White Walker fight so early on, because I thought that was going to be the big ending.
But it's about like the throne, I guess, isn't it?
But see, there's another thing now as well that people are alluding to, that maybe the Night King is not dead.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it, because
And that they're actually going to come back. So the last 2 episodes are going to be for the throne and the White Walkers as well.
Maybe he takes the throne.
Like the thing about that episode, it's just so much like unaddressed issues, like with the White Walkers. Like you remember, like
Why did he want to kill Bran?
was Bran's explanation about? Was it the memory of the world? I don't know if that's is that.
What about
Bran's
Hold
like basically the biological history book.
What about Hold the Door?
Yeah, that was intense. That was a really
Hodor.
silly.
That was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, no, I think Bran is actually meant to be like the biological history book, which is what he's trying to wipe out the memory of man completely. So if Bran's alive, then Bran knows all of history.
That was what was explained, but then I don't know. That's just kind of
kind of a shit reason, really, isn't it?
Also,
Yeah.
like
I feel like that's a bit bullshit.
it might be. Like
No, I don't mean, but I mean that's a bit of a bullshit thing.
yeah, like I suppose like George R. R. Martin probably wouldn't have come up with that reason anyway. But I was gonna say like remember. Like there's a wildling like father who had sex with his daughters and like incest.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I think was it Millie's from that family.
Yeah.
And then there was like a scene where like he's given Jilly, that's the one. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, he's given. Yeah,
Thanks. I saw that episode recently. Rewatching him.
but like he gave like a son that he had to one of the White Walkers.
And his eyes turned blue.
Yeah. It's like
yeah.
what wasn't that? Because that wasn't really explained after.
Wasn't it?
What happened with that kid?
Crustily? Is it Crustily? Crustily?
What, the old man?
Yeah. Crustily.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
It was like that wasn't really explained. Like what happened? I suppose people say that his like lieutenants, whatever, the babies became them, but it wasn't really explained that.
I think that they'll always.
They all crumbled though, didn't they?
It's never going to be like
Yeah.
a properly neat finish to everything.
No, because it's not
It's
George R. Martin, right?
Yeah, it's not going to.
Maybe the book will.
Yeah, possibly.
If he ever finishes it
I think
before he
he's
dies.
quite lazy to me. Actually.
He does seem really lazy.
He's
And
just
he-
gonna write the book
And he
based
doesn't
on
look
the-
healthy.
No,
So
yeah.
I'm like, oh, you
That's
can
his
finish this
joke, he's
before
funny,
you
yeah.
die.
I mean, is there? There's no real push for him to finish it because surely the geezer's a multi-millionaire now.
I think that's his problem. But he's
Multi-millionaire.
so worried about writing all these prequels and all of this crap and all these side stories that just finish the damn books. I mean, like,
I feel like if they're going to do what they say they're going to do, so that the first prequel they're going to do is going to be Robert's Rebellion.
yeah.
So when they was all younger, I think that would be very.
I think
good.
I heard there was 4 of them that are actually out there, and he said, didn't he say that 2 of them were picked up, and the third one might.
I think one of them was he wants to go right back to the first men.
Yeah.
And the White Walkers when
He basically said 2 of them are definitely picked up. One of them's pretty much going to be a no, and the other one's up in the air at the moment. Those are the 4
I
extra
think
projects.
That Robert's Rebellion, that one would be good when they're
That would be
all
good.
young.
And the one about, I think it was not is it the Mad King?
That would be
it's that
Robert's
one,
Rebellion.
it-
Oh no,
that would
sorry,
be
the
building up.
one with the first men when the Andals come over.
Yeah, and the dragon glass dagger. In
Yeah,
the
yeah,
arm,
yeah.
and
So
it
the
makes
Children of the
Night
Forest
King.
and all of
yeah,
that.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah. But I think that Robert Rebellion one will be pretty good with the Mad King and what was his name? Aegon.
Aegon Targaryen. Yeah.
That was thing is no.
That's Jon Snow.
what was-
Rhaegar.
Rhaegar.
Shane's read
That's his dad, isn't it? Rhaegar.
Rhaegar's is Jon Snow's dad.
Jon
yeah,
Snow's
yeah.
dad. Yeah. Okay.
You know, Arya's sex scene.
Yeah.
Didn't you think, oh, she still looks like a young girl?
Yeah, that's what I mean because we've watched her from like she's a little 9-year-old kid and now
But
it's
she's like 19 now. So in the story, she's like 19 now. Yeah.
That's fair enough. And is everyone in agreement that I was the old faceless thing as one of the White Walkers? Is that right?
What, really?
Yeah, see, I don't.
That's how
yeah,
she got
because
so
how
close.
did she jump out of nowhere? She
That's how
must
she-
have been.
So apparently they reckon, you know,
Yeah.
in the scene before when you see his hair, like
Yeah.
that's her. She's supposed
In
to
one
be
of the
stood next
masks.
to him as one of the.
But how?
Off, yeah.
But doesn't she have to put a face on to do that? Like how?
good
yeah,
shout.
She probably washed her face afterwards.
But I mean, like, how,
But she did it. She did it when she killed what's his name?
The,
Bolton.
yeah,
The dad Bolton.
I know,
What's his
yeah.
name?
but I mean, but like,
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't a Bolton.
No, the one who killed all the.
Yeah, the Red Wedding. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it?
No,
He
he's
was
not. But he was. She made him eat his sons
Yeah.
in a pie. What was his name?
Oh, what was his name? Oh,
but I mean, like, how can she be a White Walker? Because like in that when she had that training season where she's in that place, I can't remember.
There's all the
faces.
faces.
So like she'd have to have
The Hall of the
face a
Faceless.
White Walker.
She killed she killed a few, innit?
But then she killed like the undead, but did she kill an actual White
No,
Walker?
no, I think no. Sorry,
You mean a
I
white?
think
You mean
it
she was a
but
white?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was one, not one of his geezers with the long hair.
So not a White Walker. She was just
because
killed
they
a
was all
white.
stood around as well, weren't they?
She was one of them.
So she was disguised as one of them, yeah, to get close enough to him so she
She
could
she
just.
came out of a tree, didn't she? I mean, like, she
She just like sort of like. Whew!
That's
And
interesting.
then he
I feel
caught her.
like you're unnecessarily picking holes in it, Ed, but that's fine.
It was enjoyable to watch. That was good.
That's what you hear.
I wouldn't have thought it would be Aya that kills him though.
That move though, where does she drop the dagger and then
Yeah,
catches
yeah,
him?
yeah.
Oh, that move.
cool.
That was a nice move.
In that
Yeah, I
episode,
thought
actually. He ran around with the dragon for a bit.
Yeah, he was pretty crap. He was
It's
pretty
just
crap.
what a complete shithouse, because you thought he was going to be
that
the one
kid,
Yeah.
that was going to go there and literally it's like you say, Jazz, he was just like dancing with a fucking dead dragon. Like,
Has he done enough though? Like, come on, give him a break.
but has he?
He's died and come back to life.
Yeah, but
We've
what
all
has
done
he
that, Ed.
actually really done? Like,
Battle of
when
the
you-
Bastards.
Battle of the Bastards, I give him that. But what
He didn't win that. He was about to die.
Yeah, a little.
His sister's.
Little Finger and Santa won that for him. He was about to die.
Was his brother? Was it Rickon with the arrows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Yeah. That was good.
I'm not being funny. Rob was the best star.
Yeah, he was.
He was the best Stark. I will
very,
give you
very
that.
upset.
Well, like,
Not in the
Ned,
books,
yeah.
but in the series.
Well,
he
Ned,
was
all right,
definitely-
Ned, yeah, but Ned was barely in it to get to know him.
Like,
Really.
Yeah.
Sean Bean dies in every film, or everything.
He's so perfect for that role, though, isn't he? Like,
He is,
even
yeah.
in Lord of the Rings, it was like he's just the best for this sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't even need to put
Yeah,
an
just-
accent.
Yeah, that's it.
Because Rob he's Scottish, isn't he? In real
Sean
life.
Bean, or
No, Rob Stark.
what
Yeah.
actor? Like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's
I
Scottish.
think he
in real
might
life.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're talking about he might be the next Bond.
But whenever like a British actor does something big, like Bodyguard, there was another guy. Was it Merc Mafia last year? I can't remember his name.
He's a terrible actor though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's really wooden.
Is that a good show?
It's worth watching. I thought it was.
I don't like the name.
Do you know who I quite like? Tom Hiddleston. I thought Tom Hiddleston would be quite a good Bond.
Is he kind of short? No, like Tommy.
Oh, he's
I was
tall.
thinking of Tom
Oh,
Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Yeah, but I mean, there's ways around being short, isn't
Yeah,
there?
Tom
I mean,
Cruise got away with it for 40 years.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But I mean,
Yeah, standing on boxes.
He's Bane, isn't he? And they make Bane look
Yeah.
about 3 foot
That's a
taller
good
than
point,
Batman.
that's a good point.
So
Yeah, I don't know Tom Hiddleston though. I don't know about it. Maybe I haven't seen him. What was that thing about the hotel? Was he in?
the Nightman.
Yeah, that was him as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, as you could probably.
Neither
guess.
have I. I just know the name
Yeah.
because my mum and
I
dad
haven't
watched
seen
it.
it Mafia either, so I just.
Oh, so we just move on.
No, but I'm just saying, like, whenever something comes, I haven't seen Bodyguard, by the way, but yeah, just, but like,
I haven't seen it either, Ed. So I'm with you on
I
that
mean, like,
one.
whenever something like that comes out, they always talk about them being the next James Bond as well. So
Yeah.
Have you seen
but
Game of Thrones, Ed?
no,
I'm pretty sure he's Scottish. I'm pretty sure he is.
and that means he's like, because Connery's Scottish.
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, but you don't realise he's fit. Like Sir Davos has got a thick Southern Irish accent.
Yeah.
He's so good. I always love the scenes he's in. He's so funny.
I love Sir
But
Davos.
you don't because he sounds like a Geordie,
Yeah,
doesn't he, on
yeah,
the show?
yeah.
You don't think. But when you hear him in the and like Varys has got a full head of hair.
No way.
And hang on,
grey hair.
Littlefinger's Irish as well, isn't he?
Littlefinger's
Yeah.
Irish, yeah. That's why he talks out the side of his
Yeah.
mouth. Have you noticed? He's weird.
Tyrion's
I saw
American, isn't he?
Littlefinger. I can't
Tyrion's
remember.
American,
I said
yeah.
Littlefinger, and so is Jamie Lannister. He's American.
No,
as
Jamie
well.
Lannister's Scandinavian.
I'm sure he's.
No,
is he
I
not?
think Michael's right there. Actually.
Is he not
He's
American?
Scandinavian.
So.
Yeah, he is.
Also,
Because he talks odd as well, doesn't he? He's got like a.
I've seen him
twang.
in American films, which is why I thought he was American.
You're not mistaking him for the guy who played Two-Face in the Batman films, though.
No. I'm talking about. I've seen him in
He looks
rom-coms.
like him actually.
He does, yeah.
I've seen him in rom-coms.
Because his name is
Nicholas,
something.
like,
Is it Nikolai or
Costas-
something?
I know.
Yeah,
He
something,
definitely does have a Scandinavian name.
I want Idris Elba to be the next James Bond. I think that.
Yeah, they were saying that for a while. He's already like 50.
Yeah, but he's looks young.
Yeah, he does.
Black don't crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, was it black don't crack? Like, yellow don't mellow, brown don't frown. There's not a white one that I know of. Like,
Of course there isn't.
mate, come up with it, mate. I don't know.
Casual racism has got no place in this house.
Why don't you come up
Sorry.
with it then?
Well, I don't want to.
White's all right.
White's all right. There you go. That's a good one. Thank you.
Damn, Tommy Robinson put something on the poster. As said by Edward.
I said by Edward, a real black.
Yeah, you're
person.
right. He's
Yeah,
Danish. Yeah.
He's what? He's Danish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's Danish.
Okay, but like in terms of, I'm not sure about like Idris Elba or Black James Bond, you know. But actually, yeah, I think only because like I think if the point is to achieve diversity, then it'll be better to have more, like, say, rather than recycling an old character, have like new characters.
A lot of people say that.
What would you
A
mean?
lot of people
As
say
in
that.
like say
So bring in a new spy.
not
so
even
not
that.
James
No,
Bond,
like not even James Bond. Like just like there are books out there with like characters with diverse backgrounds that like could be given a chance to like connect with the public in the same way that James Bond has.
I see.
Okay, so how would you feel about a black Doctor Who?
To be honest, I don't care about Doctor
No,
Who,
but so I think the point with Doctor Who is that
He does change.
It's always
Yeah,
changing.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it was a woman. Is it
It's a woman now,
still?
yeah.
So that's what I mean.
But
So
James
that
Bond
could,
always
yeah.
changes. Isn't that just the code? The code.
There's nothing in the books that says he's white.
Yeah. Oh no.
Is it?
Oh, I thought
He's
James Bond was like.
Scottish, isn't it?
No, there isn't.
He's just Scottish.
No,
I think he's Scottish, isn't he?
There's
but
black
he's not
Scottish
even
people,
Scottish
though.
in the
Are
books.
you sure? Because I think didn't they?
I don't think he's not Scottish
I
in the
think
books.
like I don't know. I remember. Well, I remember hearing that. Like Ian Fleming, I think after seeing Sean Connery, he like went back and kind of gave him a Scottish background because
okay.
like he
Oh,
saw
really?
Sean Connery as
Because if they was actually going by the books, he was a drug addict and a womanizer and a woman beater.
So Tom
and a
Hardy
gambler.
then? He should be the next
he
one.
Was like, he was actually in the books. He was a bit of a shithouse, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I suppose in terms of diversity, I think just like a new books, new characters, because even just making it a black James Bond would keep the rights in. What was it? The Broccoli's who own the rights to James Bond, just keeps the power in terms of like the money from licensing in their hands. But if it's a new story by a new author and a new like film production company, or whatever, then it. Yeah.
Plus, we should be doing that rather than rehashing old brands
To be
fit
honest,
the
I think.
modern.
Sorry, I've lost it. I've completely lost what I was going to say. I just opened my mouth to say it, and it was there, and now it's completely gone. So please carry on. It'll come back to me.
But James Bond's always had a thing of like constantly evolving. Like today they had on the telly, Octopussy was on. I've
Great name.
Yeah, exactly. But you could never get away with that name now.
Yeah,
and like you
I
watch
love
it, you're
that.
like, this is so outdated. Like, who is he? It wasn't Sean
Roger
Connery.
Moore.
Yeah, it's Roger
Roger
Moore.
Moore,
Like,
yeah.
just, like that, the acting, the women, like it's so outdated. And like now, aren't they getting the director from Killing Eve and what's her name? Anyone watch that?
Phoebe Waller.
No.
Is it-
Phoebe- yeah.
Okay.
She's not going to direct it, the new one, but she's going to have some input
Yeah,
into
because
it.
she's really. Have you seen? Was that I can't remember what that comedy she has like out on BBC, but it's really good. By the way.
Yeah, she's very good at like she's got a lot of sort of positive response from like writing quite interesting female characters and like people with a lot more depth. And I think they're going to try and bring her into it to like modernise James Bond. And I think that's why I can see what you mean with other things, that it's good to have a new character, but James Bond is supposed to be this evolving thing. So why not?
Haven't they given the majority? This is what I was going to say. It's back to
Yeah.
me. Haven't they given the majority of well, a lot more power to Daniel Craig in this next one?
Yeah, he keeps saying it's
And
his
this
last
is-
one, and he's like, no.
But
Joker.
what they reckon is that he's got a lot of creative rights now. So like props and cast and locations and stuff like that. And
Yeah, I heard he's difficult to work with.
apparently so. Yeah.
I heard like I think was it Quantum of Solace. He was like, we should take the jokes out, and then I think like it didn't translate well. So then he's like, put the jokes in. It's like you told us to take them out. So like that's one story I've heard about him.
Yeah, but they reckon it at the moment it's all up in the air because no one knows where they're shooting. And all like what they're wearing and all good, like makeup and stuff like that, because he's got a lot of creative control and he's basically cocking it all up.
Have they run out of source material for that as well now?
Yeah, they.
I think Casino Royale was the last book.
But
wasn't
even
it?
like I think under it stopped for a while before like was it Timothy Dalton? I think that was probably the last actual book.
Oh right, and then these are all like original stories now.
Since Pierce Brosnan.
No, Casino Royale was a
They went
book.
back to Casino.
Oh,
But
I
I
see,
mean,
yeah,
with
yeah.
Pierce Brosnan's films, it was all like original.
Yeah, GoldenEye.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, was Casino Royale the first book?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think that was the first book.
Yeah, I believe so.
Which, in my opinion, is the best film.
Yeah, well, of Daniel Craig's round. Yeah, no, definitely.
No, I might even go as far as to say throughout. I thought Casino Royale was
No, it was a great film. Right. I like was it Eva Green as like the female like lead as well. Like she.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did, boy.
Damn straight.
But it was more the James Bond that it was portrayed in the books. You know, a bit of a loose cannon and a drinker and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but I thought it was really good. Anyway, Game of Thrones.
Let's just say Fleabag is that show I was talking about.
Yeah, Fleabag. That's
Yeah,
it.
that is really good. Yeah. Bam.
Have you seen that, Ed?
I haven't seen season 2, but yeah, season 1, yeah, I've seen. Yeah. Okay, Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Well, I think that's
Probably
that's
that's
pretty much that, innit? With Game of Thrones, just a bit of a dissecting.
I guess we should probably talk about them, Mike. Yeah.
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 Cut
Did anyone?
finals.
Okay. Did anyone else feel awkward when Jamie and Brienne had sex? That was weird as well, wasn't it?
Awkward,
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
It was difficult watching.
The chemistry was off.
Yeah, it was. Come on.
It's because Brienne would never have sex with anyone. That's why.
No, I would much prefer it was the other guy.
Oh, would you? Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's a bit rough and tumble. Yeah.
I'd watch that.
It was a bit weird.
Damn, Jazz.
Right, come on. I know you bastards are itching to talk about this shit. Go on. Begin.
But European Cup finals
Yeah,
all round.
go on.
I say all round,
Right, I'm bowing out. I'm going to eat some crisps.
not all round the table. No, you got to give your opinion
Yeah, as a neutral, yeah.
as a
As
neutral.
someone who's not involved, yeah.
As a neutral.
That's usually my avenue, isn't it?
Your perspective.
As a
is from
neutral.
I think Chelsea and Tottenham will win, basically.
Hopefully.
There you go.
Fuck you, Shane. Stay out of this.
So it's
No,
so you're going-
it's just an opinion.
Stay out of
I
this.
do actually think Spurs will beat Liverpool.
No way. No way.
You know, weirdly, I feel the same way actually.
There's a lot. Do you know, you two are not in the minority. I've spoken to a lot of Chelsea fans, and they want Tottenham to win because of this hatred for Liverpool.
There's a lot of rival, like the Champions Mourinho.
Yeah, the
Benitez,
ghost goal,
like
yeah,
rivalry. Yeah.
Well, I hate Liverpool and Arsenal, so it would suit
And to
me.
be, I was just really impressed with Tottenham's performance. That was just fantastic.
Is that more impressive than Liverpool's performance against Barcelona?
I tell you why. Only, and maybe it is biased, but I do think Barcelona was shit. Whereas I don't think Ajax was shit.
They were
Yeah.
arrogant. Barcelona were
And I
arrogant.
thought Tottenham had to really. It didn't seem like Liverpool had to step up the game too high, whereas I think Spurs did.
Liverpool had 90 minutes, don't forget, as well, and we had 35.
Well, whose
From when the
fault's
first
that?
goal went in.
Whose fault's that?
Well, no, yeah, that's fine. But,
And you know the 90th
But
minute goal and all that. I was,
It was a bit more dramatic.
Yeah, it
as
was
well,
more
like
dramatic.
last kick of the game.
Yeah, they kind of upstaged.
dramatic
that.
is not even the word. I'll hold my hands up. I actually cried at the final whistle. That's no bullshit.
Yeah, I believe you, mate. I believe you.
I actually did.
fair play
Yeah,
to
hats
them.
off to Poch.
I've made my peace.
Me and Poch were literally like crying together.
Hats off to
Poch's
Poch.
reaction was brilliant. Though. If you see some of the pictures here, it's just
Have you seen the replay? I mean, some of them are hilarious, but they've done one with Pochettino running on the pitch to the Champions League music
I know I've seen that.
behind him, and another one they've done. So they've done the whole thing from when the ball's in the air and Llorente flicks it on with the Titanic music, and it's literally probably the best thing you'll watch. It's fucking brilliant, and all of it, and everything's slowed down in the right bits where they're running, and Pochettino running on the pitch with his arms out, and it's.
Yeah, I'm sure it's great.
Edward, you should watch it. No, watch it, Ed, because
Yeah,
you'll
I'm sure
like
it's
it. I
great.
think you
Sure,
will.
it's fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
all right, yeah.
I've made my peace, like with you winning though. I've made my peace. Like before, I was like,
Yeah, they're going to be the first North London club to win the
But
Champions
this
League.
is the thing. This is why I made my peace. Yeah, like Man United were the first English club to win the European Cup. Yeah, which is now the Champions League. Obviously, Celtic were the first British club, but no one cares about Scottish football.
Yeah, but they weren't the first English team to win a European trophy.
No, but the European Cup is the main thing.
And
yeah.
then also, Ed, sorry, I know you were going on a point, but I've had this discussion with someone else.
Yeah, Ed, shut up now.
No. Okay, sorry, Ed. No. But the European Cup isn't the Champions League. It is a different. It's a different competition.
It is.
And
It is completely
and I've had
different.
this discussion with a Liverpool fan. I know this is going to be biased, whatever, but I don't care. The old European Cup was. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just you win. It's only the people who.
It was for the
Of
champions.
the each, yeah. So
those
you'd end up
countries.
playing
Yeah.
like the champions of Norway so it wasn't a coefficient based thing. So
And it was straight
yeah,
knockout.
exactly.
The
So
whole time- the whole way
Liverpool's
through.
4 European Cups. I count them as they've won 1 Champions League and 4
But
European
that's
Cups.
almost like saying like the Premier League isn't the same as like like it was before, because they're different competitions. You might think that you might be
No, but also
feel
the
that
points
because
diff-
Chelsea didn't win.
No. Also
Before Abramovich, Chelsea didn't win that.
We
league.
did in the 50s.
yeah, and not only that, wasn't it 2 points for a win at that in the old?
At some stage it was, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is it's not a like for like, to say.
Was it not 3 for a win and 2 for a draw, and then they changed it to 1 for a draw?
Can't remember, but what I'm saying is the points was different. Do you know what I mean? The system was
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
And like with Liverpool's, I see they've won 1 Champions League. That's the way I think about it.
Also, classic. Ed to
That
bring up,
suits
like,
me fine now.
to bring up like ancient history as a way of like making
Oh,
himself
of
feel
course, yeah,
better.
but he
It's
does
classic
that.
Ed.
That's what he does.
Can I,
When's the last time you won a trophy?
Can I-
Oh, the Invincibles are being here soon.
can I make my point now?
Go on, sorry. Yeah, I didn't. That was
Please
bad.
do.
No, I'm just saying. So Man United, yeah, like
He was perfectly interrupted by Nat. But anyway,
I
go
don't
on.
know, like Man United won the European Cup first, yeah. Obviously, Man
Yeah.
United and Manchester as a whole, and Liverpool, massive rivalry between the cities that goes beyond football.
Yeah.
Man United wins it. I suppose Liverpool, they must be pretty pissed. Yeah. What do? Like, Nav probably doesn't think this is valid, but Liverpool went and won 4 European trophies without any answer from United until the 90s. So it's kind of like, you win it first, fair enough. But in the end, the conversation about who's won it more. Yeah. And that's kind of what we have to do. If you do win, then the conversation moves on. You know, we have to win.
Okay, well, I agree. That's fine. That's absolutely. Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. But I mean, if you were to look at it from that perspective, when realistically do you see yourself getting to a Champions League final? Never mind winning.
How realistic did you see yourselves getting to a Champions League final?
But we were in it. We were in it to start with, so we had more of a chance than Arsenal.
This season, though,
it's true.
This season, I would have not guessed Tottenham.
No, I wouldn't.
Based on investment
listen,
and all of
if
that.
you'd have come to me, the 3 games, the 3 games in that group stage, we had 1 point. So if you'd have come to me then and said you're going to be in a Champions League final, I'd have laughed and probably had some of what you were drinking, because that's ridiculous.
But that's
but here we are.
Making. Like, you never know.
All right,
you never know.
But okay, then to counter that, that's what I'm saying. We were in it, so. Well, when do you think you'll get back into the Champions League? Do you think you'll win the Europa League and get into the Champions League? Okay, well that's fine.
I'd still think Chelsea are going to beat you.
I do. I do.
You just said 5 minutes ago.
The funny thing is, I actually don't.
I do hate Arsenal, but that's not the reason.
I think Arsenal are going to do us, even though obviously I don't want that. Yeah, it's just Arsenal seem to have something against us, especially finals.
The way it goes back from that FA
Cup when we watched it with Ed.
From the FA Cup final, that's where.
You wish you watched the final together again.
No way.
Yeah, there's a hoodoo now. Like,
I've just got a feeling that Sarri's going to be exonerated because of this week. I just got this feeling. I've got this feeling.
Hazard's last game.
Hopefully, yeah, he steps up.
I've got this feeling that Chelsea will beat you.
Sorry, not Sarri. It was Emery. I was going to say. He just seems to have a way in the Europa League. He
doesn't win cups.
He's won 3.
He won 3 of these.
No,
has he won 3?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking. Sorry,
and Emery has
Emery with Sevilla has won 3 on the bounce when it was 3 on the trip.
And also do look.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They look like a different team.
Also, we weren't that strong in the semi-final to win on penalties. It's a bit embarrassing, actually.
Yeah, we dragged.
It'll be interesting, but I still think Chelsea will pit. But I think they will.
Yeah, but as I said, like 5 minutes ago, you said you hate Arsenal. So like, I'm not.
But it's got nothing to do with hatred.
How you hate Arsenal?
Yeah, but come on, my opinions on who's going to win has never been based on who I hate.
You said you hate Liverpool as well.
Yeah, I know, but it just happened to fall like that for this prediction. Go and any of my other predictions doesn't even come into it.
Sure.
It doesn't. But I just really think, and if you listen to when we spoke about this last time, I actually did say exactly the same thing.
Because you hate Arsenal.
It's nothing to do with hate, Edward. I just think Chelsea and Tottenham will do it. I don't know.
I do feel though, and I you know me, Ed. You call me a pessimist, and I say I'm a realist. Fine, but I've got one of those inkling feelings that it's almost. I don't want to sound cheesy. Written in the stars for us to win it. No, but do you know what? And I'll tell you why. Because I mean, you look at that Manchester City game. Everything fell for us in that Manchester City game, and you look at the second half of the Ajax game. Everything fell for us. They hit the post. They put one just wide. That Ziyech, hit the post and put one just wide. Then Lloris makes that save, and then all of a sudden, something that we never do is thump the ball up in the air, and that's what we've done. And he's knocked it down.
That's how I felt.
I was going to say,
that's exactly how I felt.
This is the point that I'm making. I was speaking to my friend at work who's a Chelsea fan, and he was at the final, the Bayern Munich game, and he said it got to a point, and I can't remember what point it was. Was it Bayern Munich missed a penalty?
Robin missed.
Yeah.
So when Robin missed a penalty, that was in normal time, wasn't it?
Yeah, extra time.
No, it was an extra time. So we equalised.
Yeah. And he said it got to that point when Robin missed that penalty, and he just thought to himself, "We're going to win it.
Incredible.
We're going to win it." And that's where when it got when that Ziyech when he hit the post, I said to my dad, "We're going to win this. We're going to win this." And it was just one of those feelings. And I just feel like, I don't know why you're looking at me like you're going to burst into tears, but it just feels like, I don't know, we've played them twice, and arguably we shouldn't have lost either of those games this season.
Well, Arsenal might win it, but I have to pick someone, and I think Chelsea will do it.
You can't hate him. You can't hate him for picking a team.
To be fair, Arsenal got the motivation, because if you don't win, you don't get Champions League, right? So because you're not going to...
Yeah.
Chelsea have come. We've got our Champions League.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Chelsea are in the top 4, and that's.
I don't know if you come down to a cup final though and think, right, oh yeah, we're already in the Champions League. Let's not win it.
It's that one game mentality, isn't it? Where anything, it's literally it's that one game.
But the thing is, a couple of years ago, I'd say Chelsea in one game they could beat Arsenal, no problem. But Sarri is a problem motivating player.
And the weird thing is in big games as well.
Yeah, and like we'll come out for like 30 minutes, and then but
in the cup final, I doubt he's going to struggle to motivate his team. It's a cup final.
He's never won a trophy. So maybe
that is true.
to do that. You know?
I think
Maybe he
there's
does. Maybe he does.
There's not a good connection there between him and the squad.
I hope. Yeah, it's one I just can't get my head around because it seems like the lack of motivation would normally happen with the lower league teams because you just think, oh, Brighton away or something like that, you know. But Tottenham away, we were just absolutely useless in the first Wembley, wasn't it? In the first 10 minutes, and it just seemed like we just didn't turn up. I think same against Arsenal away. So it seems like the bigger games we seem to be less motivated.
Yeah, we're even worse. Yeah. But then somehow we're third.
Yeah.
And we got to Europa League final.
It's meant the season's bit, barring the top two, the season's just been crazy.
It's been really bad.
It was like a month, wasn't it, when Tottenham would lose and then Chelsea would lose, United would lose, and then Arsenal, when everything was left wide open, would lose, and it went on like that. But I'm just saying, like it was round, you know, like swings and roundabouts, wasn't it? And that happened for like a month, 6 weeks.
It was really poor. I mean, we were all it was like none of us wanted it. It's just like no team wanted it.
European finals to look forward to.
Yeah, man.
Well, some of us.
It's all right. Savor the moment.
I am. I'll save it more when we win.
So
we'll see.
Another thing I read as well was that Barcelona were going to bid 70 million for Lacazette. Did you read that?
I didn't read that. No.
He's gone.
No. And
Was that Spurs Daily? Yeah.
Spurs Daily. We don't really give a fuck about Arsenal transfers. Please. Oh, but another thing though, I read today that we've apparently all but signed that Andre Gomez.
Yeah, I heard that as well. Actually, is he at Everton? Yeah.
He's on loan at Everton. Yeah.
Do you think with Chelsea's transfer ban, just maybe we'll hold on to Hazard?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I reckon that's why you got Pulisic.
Yeah.
For me, Hazard, I wish him all the best. You know what I mean? Like, if he goes, it's all good because he's just been fantastic.
I don't think there's any animosity.
No, not at all.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so. You could tell from the stands, like...
I've spoken to loads of Chelsea fans and they've said the same
fair play to
Well, he's given his best year.
To be honest, this year I actually feel a bit bad for him sometimes. Like when he does something amazing, passes it, and Alonso messes it up. You're like, you're just too good for this team.
He's literally dragged us to top 4.
Yeah.
So
he has.
Fair play to him. Hope he does. I hope he stays, but I don't laugh.
Don't laugh, but I feel like that about Pogba. I feel like he deserves better than United. I really do. Yeah, I think he does. I think he's too good for our team.
I feel like he's got an attitude problem, whereas Hazard, I feel...
United deserve better than Pogba.
Nah, I reckon he's too good for our team. I reckon we should sell him and reinvest.
For his own benefit, you should
Sell him. Yeah, sell him.
Well, for our benefit as well, because we could use the extra funds. We need a lot of players in, and to be quite honest, keeping Pogba or getting in 3 players for the price of Pogba, I would pick the 3 players. Yeah, and it would be, but I mean, I'm at this level now where I'm thinking, I don't think we're going to challenge for at least 3 years. So let's start buying sensibly. Let's start developing players and stop buying these ready-made players. It doesn't work for us. It just doesn't work for us.
So you like that Swansea kid then that apparently you've signed?
James.
15 million.
I mean, it shows that maybe there's a change in the attitude of the people in upstairs to start buying young players with talent. I would prefer that. I mean, we've never been a club that's done well at buying big names. We never have. I mean, if you look at the big names that we have bought, like Varane, flop. We've never bought big names. We always buy someone who's not quite the finished article, and then they become something. Yeah. So Rooney we got when he was like 18. Ronaldo was 18, and then we developed them. I mean, that's the sort of club we are. We're not all of these big names like Di Maria. They come in, they fail. They always do at United. So
That's
for
a fair
me,
point, actually.
for me, I would prefer to sell Paul Pogba and buy 3 really promising players out of the money that you'd get from Paul Pogba.
In terms of Pogba, although you paid a lot for him, he wasn't the finished article and he was meant to develop more at United. So it's kind of like a bit...
I don't know.
It's a bit of a grey area.
And Juventus, I thought he was...
Yeah, but he was still young, isn't it? Like, how old is he now? Like
26.
And how long's he been at United? Like 2-3 years?
He's 3 years now.
I suppose you bought him to develop, as good as he was, to develop further, like kind of like a Ronaldo or Rooney, or whatever.
Yeah, but he was already getting in the FIFA Team of the Year when we got him. So I think he pretty much, his best days were at Juventus. I think if he had stayed at United and hadn't gone to Juventus, I think he would be a much better player for United now than what happened, because basically he would have got the right coaching and the right mentality would have been instilled in him. Whereas he's gone away, he's basically become a completely different man and a different player. He's come back to us and it's not quite
What's
worked
your
out.
thoughts on Ollie?
See, again, Ollie, I think Ollie's got the right idea in terms of recruitment. He's on the same page as I am. Like, we're not going to buy the finished article. but I don't know if I don't know if he's the right manager to take us forward.
He's got enough experience.
It's not experience. See, I think that's a fallacy because, to be quite honest, everyone's he's never done it at a big club, but he's won loads at the clubs he's been at, other than Cardiff, which he wasn't at.
I think it's the whole
long
team
enough,
around him. He's got a lot of support. But
there is one thing that I do look at, and I think he's weak, is that he tends to be a bit too friendly. Your mate, yeah, and that. I think you need to be.
Media is that behind the scenes, like we don't know.
Well, I heard behind the scenes that he can have a go, but for me, I think you need someone who's got a little bit more balance than that. So I like to see someone who's like that with players that need it, and someone who's rougher with the players. For me, he seems a bit one-dimensional in terms of the way that he approaches players.
Don't United need a bit more restructuring above the managerial?
There's a lot of restructuring that needs to. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot.
It just feels like you've wasted so much money on this.
It's arrogance. It's arrogance. I say from the Ferguson years, I think we've been far too arrogant. Like, we're United, we can do this and it will be all right, sort of thing. Like, we can buy a few players here and there, we'll win. We're United. I think that has gone down like a lead fucking balloon. I mean, it's really bad, but we do need a restructuring at the top. I don't think Ed Woodward should be involved in the footballing side of things. I think that's a big problem for us, that he makes a lot of footballing decisions at the top, which he shouldn't really be doing. I think we do need more football people in the positions at the top which make footballing decisions.
Talking about crumbling clubs, like, I'm looking forward to seeing what Chelsea get out to next season with a transfer ban, and like
he's been saying this for like 5 years, like literally actually 5 years.
He said it after 2000.
Yeah.
But see, Chelsea's a different sort of club because
like, I think
no, I don't. I think Chelsea.
Did we have this bet at the beginning of the season?
No, I don't remember.
Finish
Sorry,
above
I
you.
don't remember.
Yeah,
It was shaving your hair. Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
remember
not
that.
your little beard that you had.
No, Chelsea's a different type of club. They can buy ready-made and it will work for them. So they're a different.
No, but okay. So
Yeah, but that's only for a year. That's only for a year.
That might be all it takes.
Well, yeah, you never know. I mean,
Not to destroy a club. I think they'd be all right.
hopefully it might we promote our young team.
Absolutely,
We've got a really
yeah.
good youth set up. So
Yeah,
That's one thing where Chelsea have failed. They've got a brilliant youth set up and
and
never
maybe this
used
will be
it.
the kick in the teeth.
Absolutely.
Like
I
that
mean,
Mason, who's he got? That Mason Mount, Tammy
Yeah.
Abraham.
They've got
Yeah.
loads. They've got loads.
Tammy Abraham, good at, I don't know, is he?
Well, I
think he's
he's
half
the
decent.
championship's
It's
top
the
goal scorer.
championship
Isn't
though, isn't it?
he? Yeah, but I mean, everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, but he played like.
He's never been given a chance,
He
though,
was
has he, in
loan
the
at
Premier
Swansea
League?
last year, and he didn't really do that well.
things have already changed though. Like, look at Loftus Cheek. We've got.
He's doing quite well for you.
He's
at the
doing all right.
moment,
And
yeah.
Hudson-Odoi. That those are the first two players that have made an
Christensen,
impact.
right?
Really, Christensen. Yeah. He gets some game time now.
I think you're going to have to do that for the next
Yeah,
year.
it is changing.
I like Christensen.
I think he's good.
Yeah, I like him.
And so let's just say if Arsenal don't win the Europa League, would you say then Emery's been a success?
You can't really. Nah, I think.
You can say yes, you can.
I
Don't
challenge
beat
the
around
premise of
bush,
the
Ed, come
question.
on.
Do you want me to answer it for you? I don't think he's had the backing of the board to make any sort of judgment on Emery. I don't think he's had enough support in terms of transfers, in terms of what he's allowed to do. I just don't think he's had the support
He's not
around
going to
him.
get that.
Well, this is why I don't think we can.
No, I don't hope. That's not me talking about hope. That's me just
I reckon-
seeing and listening.
I reckon
you know.
Kroenke is going to be the ruining of Arsenal. I think you're in a similar situation to us at the moment, where the Glazers do something similar, where they don't really put in money. They don't take out. They don't take out. They do, but they don't take out as much as Kroenke. But they don't really reinvest a whole lot of money into our squad.
I don't know. Like, wasn't that last summer? Like, you spent.
It's there. That's pretty much the end of it now. So I think they've taken the view that we've pumped in enough. That's it.
It's just spent. We haven't had anything near that. So like.
And I don't think you will. I don't think Kroenke's the type of character who's going to be
'cause
like,
there's
right,
that
I'm going to
rumour-
make
there's that
Arsenal a
rumour that
formidable
it's,
force.
like 40 million, isn't it? Transfer
I think
budget.
we need to get back in the champ. We need to win the Europa League to get. That's a lot to me to answer your question. Like,
I suppose we could reassess after the game.
That's gonna like impact a lot on what people think about this season. Really, we need to like the league. We had it all in our hands and like we let it slip. Right, but it's Europa League.
Because as far as it stands now, right, you've gone one better in the Europa League. Because what was it, semi-final last year, wasn't it? But you're in
Well, I think
a similar position in the league.
If one better, like finished sixth last year. So
Well done.
Yeah, but you could still potentially finish sixth.
yeah, but
I doubt it. We'll probably lose
Well,
to
no, you
Cardiff.
don't know. I mean,
we'll lose to Cardiff. Don't worry about
I mean,
that.
that Burnley away, that's a tough game, man.
Yeah, I'm not talking about them. I'm saying we'll lose to Cardiff.
Was that at home?
I think it is away, if I remember rightly.
See, like Leicester away, that's a tough game. Everton at home, that's a tough game. They're like.
Do you know what would be the
No one's
most
got
mental
easy
thing
games.
though, Mike? You know what I'm going to say, right?
With a 9 goals.
Imagine that. If Arsenal win 5-0 and then you lose 3-0, fucking
That
hell.
would be the Tottenham that I love.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And I'd love
And
to
they get battered by
say,
Liverpool in the final.
I'd love to say that's not in the back of my mind.
No,
But
come on.
Give me another 2 or 3 years, and that I might have eradicated that sort of feeling. But as it stands right now, no, not even then. I wouldn't even say then. I mean, be honest, right? When you won the Champions League, did you think, "Bosh, this is it. We are now like we're gonna hammer Europe"?
No, I didn't think.
Did you
I
have
actually
that
thought
feeling?
that the final with United because at
the
that
2007
because at that time Chelsea were I think
2008.
we got to 6 semis in 8 seasons. It's like we were just dominating
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah.
And then the worst season we were at, we won it. So no,
Yeah.
Mike, I didn't think that.
But that's what I mean. If we win the Champions, if you know, touch wood, if we win the Champions League, I'm not going to start singing and dancing that Spurs are this new European superpower, because that's just not going to be the case. It's not going to be the case.
Hold you to that, Mike.
Well, but that's fine. But you hold me to it. But you know me, Ed. I'm not that sort of guy. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know
But
me.
the
I'm
thing
not
is,
that
Mike,
sort of
Ed
guy.
is. So Ed, you gave him in the Europa League. He's gonna be. We're not gonna hear the end of it.
Yeah,
I know.
absolutely.
For the sake of this podcast, I think we should all hope that Arsenal don't win the Europa.
Would that be your first Europa League?
Well, yeah, certainly Europa League.
Well, Europa, yeah, not UEFA
Yeah.
Cup. You won the
You won the
UEFA
UEFA Cup, didn't you?
And UEFA, like Fairs
Cup.
Cup.
Yeah.
As Mike keeps reminding me, Tottenham have won more European trophies than Arsenal.
Only
Yeah,
one.
So we need to.
That's what I said. It would be quite ironic and lovely if 2 days before you win your European trophy to go level with Tottenham on European trophies, and then we win the European trophy to go one more. That'd make me smile. I wouldn't gloat.
Yeah, sure.
'cause I'm not
sure.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not a cunt like Ed. I wouldn't gloat.
I would gloat to hell with. Hopefully Liverpool win
Well, yeah, but that's fine.
How can you sit there and say you hope Liverpool
because
win?
they're facing Tottenham.
But listen, at the end of the day,
But it's Liverpool.
if anybody actually wants Liverpool to win that cup, they're not a human being. That's all I'm saying.
It's Liverpool,
That's
though.
all
Come
I'm
on.
saying.
I think they deserve it. They deserve
But
it.
you know, people from Liverpool, they don't even class themselves as British or English. They class themselves as Scouse. You know that, don't you?
Doesn't mean that they don't have a fine club, you know.
Well, this
They've
is what I'm
worked
saying.
hard.
Anybody, and Nav, Jazz, Shay, they'll agree with me. Anybody who doesn't, who wants Liverpool to win that trophy is not a human being.
Chelsea have this new rivalry, Liverpool. United have always had a rivalry, Liverpool, and you're facing them in the final. So
That's what I mean. I've
I'm
not
the
got
only one
a
who's
specific
like kind of
rivalry with them.
neutral, and I'm like, I want Liverpool.
Well,
to
you're
win.
not
I think
neutral
they
because
deserve it.
you hate Tottenham. So how
Yeah,
are you
you're not
neutral?
neutral.
You're not neutral at all.
There's no neutrality there whatsoever.
So do you think Liverpool will
I
win?
hope they win. I don't know. I
So
don't
you're
know.
See, he doesn't even think they'll win.
Yeah,
this
this
is the
is
point.
I think Liverpool will. Even though I don't want them
I
to,
think I think if you was to give him a few Malibus, maybe some baby sham, and loosen him up a bit, I reckon he'd say that he actually thinks Tottenham are going to win.
Racist.
Why is that racist?
Malibu.
Baby
That's
Sham.
not racist. Yeah, baby Shane's mum loves a baby sham.
Yeah,
Does she
it's
not?
true. Yeah,
Yes,
she does.
There you go.
I'm not Shane's mum.
That's fair play. But I reckon if you was to loosen up a little bit, you'd say
Say
it,
what?
that you'd think Tottenham would win. Are going to win. You would, because Shane just asked you the question, and all you come back with is, I hope Liverpool win.
Yeah, because like
Not that you think they
'cause,
will.
Like, I really hope that they win.
Well, do
Yeah,
you
but what's
think-
your
do you think
opinion? I
they
mean,
will?
we've all given our
So,
opinions.
I don't know. I thought like facing Tottenham in the final will be harder than facing Ajax because it's basically an all Premier League tie and anything can happen. You know, I think maybe if it was Ajax, it'd be more like straightforward European tie. Ajax are good, but maybe Liverpool could.
I had a similar opinion as you. I think that Liverpool's front three would tear their back line to pieces. Ajax, for how good they are, I think those, Mane, Salah, and Firmino would rip them to shreds.
Are they all back for the final?
I think so. But even Origi did pretty good as well.
He did do well. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did do well. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
He's very average
what
as well.
Origi? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think. Yeah, he's not great.
Has he been given a chance? Because he had a serious injury, I think, as well.
He did, but I don't know. I think he's been a bit overrated though. Like,
Do you know who I like, and I don't think has been given a fair crack? Oh, Batshuayi.
He had that game against Valencia.
He's doing all right at
for
Palace
us,
in a minute.
and then Conte dropped him in the league, and then I just
He's not a Chelsea player. We've always played with a big, strong striker who plays with their back to goal. And whenever we get someone decent, who's like a Torres or a Morata, that's why he's not the same.
I know what you mean. That's why I think Higuain works for us. Sort of. Yeah,
Higuain kind of works.
He's just slow and fat.
Exactly.
And old.
Everything you don't want in a professional
that's why
footballer, slow, fat and old.
Basically, he is that Chelsea are still a Mourinho team. They need those big players in the spine. That's basically what
because when
they
you
need.
said we always have, it's really only been in the Abramovich era.
It's Mourinho.
In the last 15 years.
Because Mourinho came to United and did exactly the same thing along us.
But that's what I mean. Only because, like, say before when you had like say Floyd Hasselbank and was it Good Johnson?
Good Johnson.
But Good Johnson's a big striker.
Hasselbank's not a small guy.
Good Johnson.
Good Johnson played for Spurs, didn't he?
Either Good Johnson.
Afterwards,
but he's not like a Drogba mould, isn't it? He's more.
No, but he's still a big guy.
like
He's
a
like
bargain
6
basement
foot
Bergkamp.
plus.
And Good Johnson also was part of our title-winning team on that first season.
I actually reckon Lukaku would have been.
Yeah,
He would have.
He was already made, but Chelsea don't really give youth the chance, or they haven't. Now they kind of have to, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, but so what? Do you know what I mean?
We're still in the Champions League.
Yeah, and we still won many trophies.
Man, I love that. I love that response. Yes. So what? What's your point?
It's
So what?
so true because whenever
And Edward,
he's got nothing. He's got nothing to say. It's such a weak argument.
Like fuck Chelsea.
Yeah, his pearly whites disappeared.
yeah, and that's the reply. Yeah.
Well, the fuck Chelsea. I don't. Yeah, they're over, and hopefully that begins next season with the transfer ban. Anyway,
The next time we do a bet, we should do it on a podcast. So
I think all bets
You
need to
have
take.
You
All
have
bets
to,
need to
because
take
he
place
is
on the
one
podcast.
slippery bastard when it comes to betting. I'm telling you that now. First hand, I've dealt with this. He's
What are
a
you talking
slippery
about,
git.
mate?
You know what? I don't want to go into it. I don't want to. Was it defamation of character? I don't want to do none of that. Yeah, but that's, you haven't got the money.
I'll sue
That's
you.
fine.
I will sue the pants off you. Yeah.
But yeah, all bets now should be made recorded.
All right, we'll go through the summer, beginning of the season.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Me
okay.
and you, Jazz, will talk.
all right,
Maybe
good.
all of us.
No, we'll do a group bet.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
We should do a prediction round.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I predict that Chelsea are over. Yeah.
Predicted that for the last
Is this the third time in 10 years?
5 in 5. Like, yeah.
You're like one of those, like a religious fanatic who's like, Judgment Day is coming.
Yeah.
He reminds.
He's like a really bad religious fanatic who never gets anything right.
He's like in that Game of Thrones, in the Shame episode. That's what. That's what it is. Just to bring it back to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Shame.
Shame.
He should be. I hate Chelsea.
He loves us secretly. So we've got a little theory, me and Jazz, that Ed has so many Chelsea friends because he secretly loves Chelsea.
I'm kind of getting rid of my Chelsea friends. Like, just had enough of you guys.
Then you have no friends. Have you got any Arsenal friends?
Yeah, I know a few Arsenal friends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know.
What, more Chelsea though?
Well, like, I suppose grew up in South London.
Do you know what? It's the same as me. I've got a lot of Chelsea.
Yeah.
A lot of Chelsea friends.
Really, you all should be Chelsea fans.
Well, realistically, we should be Wimbledon.
Yeah, to be honest.
Really, I suppose.
But to be honest, I live in North London now. I've made the journey that Arsenal made, so I'm kind of I'm following the footsteps.
Or you could be a Spurs fan.
No, I don't live in that shit part.
No, we don't want him. He's a fucking chump. We don't want him.
All right, but Shane, why do you support United? I don't know. We all support London clubs, Like just saying, just thought I'd put that out there. Why do you support Man United? What's the connection there? Kind of stumped you, didn't I? You got nothing to say, do you? Got nothing to say, Shane. No? All right.
All right. Awkward.
Anyway.
Okay, so I guess that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Wrap
we'll
on
wrap
that
it up
side.
there.
Shane, any final words?
You can at least say bye.
You can't even say that. You stumped him. All right, cool. All right, until next time.
Okay. Yeah. Cheers, guys.